Good morning, everyone. Can I get a sound check real quick before I get into it? Can everyone hear me clearly and see the streaming? Oh, all right, perfect, perfect, perfect. How's everyone doing today? I am good. Thanks for asking. I just woke up. It's just 6 a.m. here. I'm turning on the recording also. Oh, it's on already. Okay. So I'm training. I'm recording this session just so you guys know. If you guys want to watch it later on demand, I'll be uploading it in recordings channel. Yeah, it is early. I should really move out from US or move to East Coast or something. It's still dark outside. It's raining, and it's a good day though. It is a good day. Let's take a look at. It's 3 p.m. in France. I want to know how it feels like to trade a New York session in the afternoon. I bet it's so good. You know, your mind is clear. You can just focus on whatever you want, unless you're working, obviously. What's me? Is it on the chart? Yeah. I don't know why, but my computer is a bit laggy today. It's probably because I'm recording this. 6 hour here. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Alright, so well, I was looking at. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Let me turn on my alarms because I have like 30 of them. Alright. So I was looking at the market a bit before I go live. I went live. Um, I really want to see Nasdaq targeting targeting this low here. Um, hold on. Gotta meet some people. All right, check. All right, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, I was looking at the Nasdaq chart earlier before I went live. I posted this yesterday. Let me just pull up this. So this is the PDRA formation that I showed yesterday. Double fair value gap, multiple fair value gap, and the upper one was used as a manipulation as expected, which is why I marked it as a golden zone. We had an SMT which caused the sell-off. Was expected. The sell side is taken. These PDRAs are respected right now. This fair value gap right there, and we've printed. So now as I printed an order block within this fair value gap. Now going into New York session, what I want to see is I want that order block, these up close candles, to be respected. So I want to see this high getting taken out. What I want to see is either consolidation here a little bit until 10 a.m. and then sell off to this sell side target. We also don't have SMTs at low just yet, so I doubt that this will take out that high. If it does, though, it might change a couple things, but we'll if you get that, we'll see what happens. And on the 4 hour, looks a bit cleaner. So this is the daily dealing range from this low to this high. What I want to see essentially is this low on the daily sell side is getting taken out. I don't know if it will happen this week or not, but it will come in stages, right? So what I want to see is the sell side first, then maybe return back to premium or equilibrium of the range, and then sell off later on. And to me, this looks like on the 4-hour chart, this CB was the first stage, right? This high here, there's a volume imbalance on the daily chart. Looks like low risk sell, first stage distribution, and now we are currently in the second stage distribution, at least for this low as of now. I also want to be aware of the C of this wick, just because it might bounce from there. We are yet to take that, so I want to be mindful of that. Let's go down to 15 minute. Let me delete this real quick. So overnight price action was kind of clean yesterday, last night. So on 15 minute we have this order block here, which has to be price has to stay below it. I don't want to see it, purging the high here and going into this fair value gap. Could it happen? Yeah, it could happen. But if that's the case, I would require an SMT divergence at the high with ES or what with YM. Then we have a rejection block here, which we just recently got a good reaction from it on the 15 minute. I feel like this is setting the stage for the sell side. But the question is whether we're going to see a Judas swing at open or not. So I'll be cautious in the first 30 minutes of the session. I might wait for a silver bullet today before anything else. Same thing on 5 minute. I want these highs not to get violated. I want price to stay below that high. Maybe like if Nasdaq rejects from the CEO of that wick, we might see an SMT divergence at the lows, and then later in the session, it might just create a buy side market maker buy model to target this consolidation, this high here into one of these fair value gaps. But it's not there yet, so I wouldn't look for it. I'll be actively looking for short sells as of now, at least. So fair value gap into order block, respected beautifully. Right now we are in this balanced range again. I want to see what happens here first. So I want to see price breaking below, maybe creating some sort of like a PD area here or block or a fair value gap, then continuing lower. I don't want to see like, just because we came back down in the range here, I don't want to see it like going higher from here again. 5 minutes left till market open. I don't know if you're gonna see delivery in the first 30 minutes of the session or not. It seems like we might get it in the first 30 minutes, but since yesterday was bank holiday, I'll be cautious. Like I don't want to actually enter a position in the first 30 minutes today, just because it was holiday yesterday. But it looks to me that it will be the case. We might just get down here in the first 30 minutes before silver bullet. Let's go on the 1 minute. Yeah, this looks like market trap in longs there. We came back up to this BPR, which also overlaps with the 5 minute fair value gap there. Great reaction, and now we're selling off. Alright, looks good. Looks good for shorts right now. Alright, let's see. Let me take a look at this range here. Yeah, do you see this fair value gap on the 5 minute? It's like literally at the equilibrium of the range. So I want to see a strong reaction from that fair value gap. If it leaves it open, it's not yet to be confirmed fair value gap, but we'll see. If it leaves it open, then it'll probably just come back up at open in 3 minutes into the EQ, maybe the upper um, portion of the fair value gap, and then keeps going lower. Let's mark this also as a short-term sell side. Alright, that's my framework so far. I want this fair value gap to be respected. On the hourly, is the market maker sell model almost finished? Let me take a look. Oh, by the way, you guys, I know I'm trading Nasdaq futures or ES futures usually, but if you're not trading futures, if you're trading forex, you can use US 100 when I'm trading Nasdaq, and I believe it's US 500 if I trade ES. And if you're trading stock options, whenever I trade Nasdaq futures, you can basically buy or sell QQQ options or SPY and SPX for ES. Just a heads up. Let me take a look at the hourly chart for you. On the hourly kilo whale, what I would like to see is this low. So it is not completed yet. Because that's the original consolidation on the hourly chart. We just formed a bearish breaker as well, so we have a unicorn to the downside. Yeah, it seems like it. Breaker is not just confirmed yet, but it'll probably be there, yeah. Market opens in 1 minute. So on ES, my target is 49.72.75. Just in case if anyone wants to trade ES. That's the low I want to see getting targeted. I don't like this wick. Now we don't have a clean market structure shift over there. Good thing though, we don't have a bullish SMT still. And I think we have bearish SMT at these highs. ES printed equal highs there. Alright, I'm gonna pull 1 minute chart here, 5 minute, 15 minute right there. So yeah, I wanna see Nasdaq trading below this fair value gap on the 5 minute. And I wanted to see violating that fair value gap. The tricky part is, so on the 5 minute, ES printed a higher high here. I'm sorry, Nasdaq printed a higher high here, but ES made an equal high there. That is a bearish SMT, but since it's equal highs, it's rather suspicious. You see, this run to me is just judo swing. I don't think Either Nasdaq or ES has a reason to do so because we don't have a reversal confirmed just yet. But how further can it go? ES still looking weak. Hasn't taken this high yet. So what you're trying to connect? What do you mean, bro? Let me check who I am on the 5 minute. There's this little thing on my end here. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm using AirPod right now. That's why probably you heard the glue connection. Now ES took this high now, which was equal highs on ES. Let's see how it reacted there. I want this whole move to be faded. I don't want these fair value gaps to get respected. I want to see this price action collapsing all the way down here and continue lower. Oh, we are below the 5 minute fair value gap again. There we go. Look at that ugly wick of the. Oh, I'm gonna see something. Now it seems like we have a bearish SMT on the 15 minute. I would have loved to load it if it just took up this high first and create the SMT over there, but you know, it's what it is. So we have BPR there. Let's see if it can get there. Oh, see, this is a rejection block here on ES, which caused the SMT divergence, bearish SMT divergence. Rejection block. I believe that was our south side target. So do you guys see this SMT divergence here from this high to this lower high, high, higher high there? We have another BPR here. I want this level specifically here to be very sensitive. This is also five. There's also 5 minute fair value up there. So let me delete this. That BPR. Do you see that? I FED'd into there. That's clean. Sold off immediately. Now we have trapped longs. Now we have a breaker here. However, I don't think this is a low probability breaker for me to utilize because of this BPR here. Price could just come up here, violates this breaker, and keeps going lower. So I'm not going to use this breaker here. I'm going to rather keep this BPR there. That was clean, but like, if Nasdaq took this high, there was one consolidation high, it would be much cleaner. Now it has a reason to go back up there. And once the buy model is initiated, that'll be the easiest draw for Nasdaq. Well, let me. This is a low risk sell. Let me just annotate that as well. Yes, sell side. I think this will be a continuation afterwards, honestly. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. I'm gonna tell Fabio to turn that thing off. I don't know how to do it. Nasdaq just purged. Damn, this is fast. Fast market. I love it. Now we have an order block here. Here. Bearish order block. Any PD area above it, I don't want to see it getting tagged. I want everything above it stay open. Which we don't have much actually. We just have this fair value gap BPR. That's it basically. And there's a little tiny bit of a fair value gap here. This should be a breakaway. Should be a breakaway gap. I mean, there's nothing executionable here to me. If this was 10 a.m. or after 10 a.m., I might have just shorted at this low risk sell area, but since it was just like 5 minutes into New York Open, you know, it's not worth it for me. I want to see what I want to see is ES going down here, which means Nasdaq should keep going lower after the sell side there. For this large fair value gap, I would be more concerned about this level specifically. I would expect price coming all the way up there and showing some sort of sensitiveness to go lower. I'll do that stuff after this session, dude. Because I'm really not good with this score. I'll just fob you to deal with it. See what's going on the 15 minute. I mean, look at this 15-minute candle. Like, huge range from that high to low. Huge range. 165 points. That's massive. And that's nasty. I bet a lot of people got hurt. Can you imagine how many retail traders just longed this? Even some ICT traders, I bet there were a lot of people longing this very value gap into this buy side. You know, that's why the narrative is important. Like, if you don't have the narrative, you don't know which fair value gap to execute on. It didn't turtle soup actually. I mean, I would have loved it if it just wicked slightly above this level, like that. But you know, it's what it is. That means that level will be used later on as a draw on liquidity. Probably not today though. So I want to see something like this. I don't want to see Nasdaq taking the sell side just yet. I want to see a bit of retracement into this old sell side. Want to see a reaction here, a sensitiveness, and then it keeps going lower. That's what I want to see right now. Now the following 15-minute candle is about to open in just a second. So this move, this pullback, should be the new 15-minute candles manipulation. What I'm saying is, now 15-minute candle is open. This is the open price. Prints high on the candle, new candle, then goes lower, right? So this is the manipulation, and then this expansion. That's what I want to see. So your goal should always be, if you're bearish, should always be buying above open price. And if you're bullish, buying below open price. Learned so much, brother. Generally used to feel FOMO seeing these price act. Dude, I literally suffered from the same thing when I first started trading. And my background is stock options. That's what I was trading in the first place. And you get burned so quick with options. I was trading 0 DTE, usually SPY. Lost a lot of money, not gonna lie. NQ to take the London session high. Yeah. For once, I didn't take a trade. I mean, that's good for you, dude. That's the best trade that you can ever take. Like, am I tilted just because I annotated this level, but I didn't take it? Not at all. I'm actually happy to be right about that level. It satisfies me, you know what I mean? And that's how you learn. Like if I was in trade here, or if you were in trade here, you would be rather emotional, and you would miss the information that you'll need in the long run. Take a look at the CE of that level. Already violated, so I'm not concerned about it at all. Hey, I mean, this kind of move was expected because just like I explained before I started this live session, on the 5-hour chart, it looks like we are in the second stage redistribution. So it should be rather fast, low resistance, liquidity run kind of thing. Oh, me should have shorted this bottom. Dude, you can't imagine how many times I caught these kind of moves long in, catching the knife when I was trading special Bitcoin. My win rate was 50-50 though, not gonna lie. I was constantly depositing money just to be able to catch these moves because I was thinking like, oh my god, we sold off, now it's gonna reverse. That is like Top Step TV kind of trading. If you've ever watched their stream. I get so anxious when I see Top Step TV traders trading, dude. Like you can't even imagine. I get anxious for them. They're funny as yeah. We're touching hourly fair value gap. Is that something we should be checking, or just stay with the current time frame and narrative? Let me see hourly chart. Hourly fair value gap? Oh, you mean this fair value gap? Yeah, you could be aware of that because it's essentially is in the expansion swing, right? Expansion range, and it's in that range. So yeah, you should be aware of that level. Let me check a yes on the 1 minute. We have 10 minutes to 10 a.m. So I really want to see that manipulation above here. Right now, it's not worth the risk to take the short. Um, Traded in 1 hour CE wick. How to use that higher time frame CE wick in this PD array. Price action. Look at the hourly. Oh, so you're talking about CE of this sell side target? If that's what you mean, what you'll need to do is, so if you see a reaction, strong reaction from that level like that, right? What you want to be aware of is, so you have a fair value gap there, right? You don't want that fair value gap to close. So if price invalidates, or rather validates, hold on, not validates, what am I saying? Inverts this fair value gap, that means the chances of going to this sell side is now slim. So if you were short here, You took partials here, right? What you'll need to do is your stop as break even right now, right? You saw this reaction. Now your stop should be here. Once this fair value gap is inverted from that wick, the C of the wick, the chances of going down here is slim. So you gotta be aware of that. That's how I would use it. Sorry, guys. That's a good question. Since market open delivered, should we expect consolidation during London close? So yeah, going into 10 a.m. Pull up this. Going into 10 a.m. What I would expect is I would expect so there's this daily sell side level should be the draw on liquidity. What I would expect is Nasdaq consolidating below this sell side level, like somewhere here, consolidating below it, and then depends on the PA manipulation higher and going lower. Probably, I mean, we're definitely not going down here today. That would be too much of a that would be a big range. There's a fair value gap right there. So unless Nasdaq takes this low first, going up here and then going lower is still valid. Let me check ES. We have also this upper fair value gap. But the chance of price getting up there right now is slim, just because we have two fair value gaps, and then we have this breaker order block, rather confirmed order block. So it's less likely to violate that or OP. Let's go back to 15-minute. I'm gonna pull ES 1 minute here. Let's do this. I want to see how that 5 minute fair value gap acts on ES, because it seems like we might have an SMT on the 1 minute. So this is the 5 minute fair value gap. I want to see. So what I want to see right now on the 1 minute chart is I want to see Nasdaq trading below this up close candle, which is the order block, and ES, as you can see, trading higher than that, creating SMT divergence. So the market used that as a catalyst to go lower. Let's see where ES is at right now. Yeah, this is the target for ES for me. This is a draw on liquidity. So Nasdaq should really have a continuation here. So back to your question, this is market open delivery. Should we expect consolidation during London close? What I want to see is so since the draw on liquidity, the original consolidation on ES is here, right? I want to see ES delivering that first, and then consolidating below that level a little bit. Let's draw the CE. And you'll see the consolidation on the 50-minute time frame here better. This level right there. Let's draw the CE also. Be mindful of that level. Alright. Let's go back to 1 minute. Cool. Now it seems like we have an SMT here. I want to see what happened there. I want to see SMT above this high though. So Nasdaq could trade up to maybe the mean threshold of this order block, creating that SMT, or maybe like this rejection block here. But I definitely don't want to see it trading above this high, order block high. Let's go down to 15 minutes here. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see. Now that we have it, I want to see Nasdaq holding that level. I want to see Nasdaq respecting this upper fair value gap and then just distributing lower with the new 50-minute candle open, which is in about 45 seconds. That would be a clean delivery. If it violates this SMT divergence at the highs, then I would require another lower time frame confirmation to go shorts at any level above that level. Let's check the risk here. So 26 handles. Nope, I wouldn't take that to make 32. Not my type of trade. Now this high should be safe. I want to point out something here. If you look at a yes price action here, if you're not watching other assets at the same time, you would consider this as a market structure shift, a breaker block, and now you have an SMT, BPR, all that stuff, and you would long that, right? That is why it's really, really important to watch different assets simultaneously. Now there is no like context backing up. Like we have the BPR here. There's no context for me just yet to go long there, or there's no context for me to use this breaker block as a trigger for long entries, right? And that's just because I'm looking at Nasdaq. We have the SMT divergence at the high, right? That's the narrative, and that's how you can avoid wrong PDA rate. If they don't take the 4-hourly EL and go up a bit, will that be a generic liquidity and they go through it later? Perfectly understood, brother. I'll take a look at the 4-hourly chart once it takes down the sell side. And this sell side will be turtle soup, obviously. Looks like we're gonna see a deeper retracement here. because it's going to create SMT divergence unless ES catches up. There we go. Now this is a new 15-minute candle open. Let's see how ES catches up. It's still trading within the BPR. This is suspicious. Now if we see a microstructure shift with this price action at the highs, that means we're gonna get a deep retracement. And that deep retracement could be into a 15-minute fair value gap right here. Unless it goes for the low. Now we have a rejection block here. We'll see how it reacts to there. Okay, let me take a look at your question. So on the 4-hourly, you said. On the 4-hourly, EL. What's EL? Engineered liquidity. Okay, got it. Engineered liquidity and go up a little bit. I mean, we don't have an engineered liquidity, so I wouldn't be concerned about it. It's already violated. But yes, if it rejected there at that level with an SMT divergence with ES, what I would have expected is take the high and go lower, because that high from the opening range, this high here, very suspicious. We have an original consolidation here. It did not take it out. We have a fair value gap above. That'll be a draw. Draw on liquidity. Now, technically speaking, since we're in a second stage distribution right now, going into this low, I wouldn't want to see that level getting tagged before that, I would say. Or like if we just trade into a deep discount, and then maybe we can get a deep retracement into EQ or this level to go lower there. 15 minutes, let's go on that. I have 15-minute fair value gap. That could be the draw. Just because we have an SMT divergence. So let me mark that high here. It has a reason to violate that high. Unless, again, ES catches up with the NASDAQ. 15-minute FVG low. Now this fair value gap here, the bearish fair value gap, it's not a tradable, or it's not the fair value gap you would like to go short in, right? It's because we have an SMT, we just took the sell side. The likelihood of this fair value gap holding is very, very, very small. So if you were to consider this as a silver bullet, you're doing it wrong, basically. So I do want to delete that. Kind of without equal lows there. But it's respecting the rejection block so far. We have an SMT there. You see how choppy it became right after 10? So this is 10 a.m. candle. It delivered the sell side, and now it's choppy. It's basically like slowly grinding up. Ooh, it's a solid reaction on ES. Now, under these conditions, that's because we delivered in the opening range, that's when I don't consider trading the silver bullet. I would rather look at the times outside of silver bullet to execute my trades. Why it's happening at 10? Yeah, so there are macros. Basically, like, I'll explain it here. Let me just write down here. Basically, like, whenever you see a price delivery in between, so 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., which is the opening range, right? Let me just put it this way. Delivery, then morning silver bullet becomes choppy or untradeable, right? These are the macros basically. So your focus should be either lunch hour or 11 to 12 p.m. So this is the first macro. Now, on the flip side of this, if it doesn't deliver, so if it doesn't complete the market maker model before 10 a.m., right, then morning session silver bullet is your best bet. Trading is high probability, let me put it that way. So you'll see volatility, less choppiness, and all that. So your focus should be on these days. Your focus should be silver bullet. On other days, like today, your focus should be trading outside of silver bullet. I hope that makes sense. You should backtest this though. Like, don't take my word. Just go backtest this. I'm not a macro guy. That's just what I observed myself. You see how ES is still stalling? This is like too suspicious for me to go short. Use this fair value gap. I would never use that fair value gap to go short. More sell side down at, yeah, there are more sell side. I think the draw is still lower, but just because ES is stalling here, I want to see a deeper retracement into the 15-minute fair value gap first. This is a low probability fair value gap to go short in. Because, like, I mean, if I was scalping, yeah, maybe. But, like, since I'm not going to scalp, like, from here to the sell side, yeah, it delivered 20 handles. That's a good scalp, but it was low probability for me. And I don't like to scalp. I like to hold for 15-minute targets or 5-minute targets or hourly targets, you know. What do you make of the rejection block on the ES 1-minute time frame? So it is this level right there. Price came down here, right? This is let me see, hold on. Came down here, gave a fast reaction, right, to high. The open price, the close price of the down close candle and the open price of the up close candle are the same level. So I use that level as a rejection block. So that level should be sensitive. Now we have another SMT divergence. This should really expand higher a little bit as a pullback, though, not not to target anything, but just like coming back up here somewhere to go lower later on. But yeah, we are in 15 minutes almost into silver bullet, and it's still like choppy. Too many wicks, no deliveries, whatever whatsoever, right? These kind of price action is what you want to avoid because it's gonna burn your account, burn your mentals. Okay, but so you say before I would be taking long on SMT at 10 a.m., brother, and get stopped. So here's the thing, though. You have an SMT divergence there, yeah. Yeah, that is correct. However, you don't have market structure shift. You don't have a shift in the sentiment, right? You don't have displacement. You have nothing. You have SMT, but it's going to be confirmed when when you get a structure shift in the market structure. So before that, you shouldn't be taking trades anyways, until your focus is turtle soup and stuff. But in a bearish order flow, why would you want to be turtle souping sell sides? You're already like in a bearish market, and not a bearish market, but bearish order flow. Whereas like on a bearish order flow, you're seeing these SMTs up there, bearish SMT. It's rating the liquidity here. Then you can consider turtle souping that, right? Because you're with the order flow. Oh no, ES is breaking down. Yeah, not enough space for viewers? What do you mean? They can't join or what? Is there a limit in Discord? So much patience needed. Of course, you can't be trading everything you see. Why did I delete that thing wrong again? Sure, I'll take a look at that. I'll take a look at the problems in Discord after this live stream. I'm gonna end the morning session at around 11ish, but I feel like I'll be back for the afternoon session. Probably like 1:30 or 1. We have an order block there. Let's see how it goes. Now, since we're in a deep discount, these PDRAs are way too suspicious for me to go short. I would rather wait for a pullback into this high here and go short there. Because knowing that any level above this order block is going to act as a breakaway, right? I would rather wait for this displacement into the 15-minute fair value gap. Now my reward is bigger and my risk is less because we are not in deep discount now. Anything above this high, I would look for short sells. Not all the way down here. The likelihood of this starts going sideways is like way bigger than we keep going down. Also, Cyber, what's your, I don't see your nick. Thanks for pointing out the issue with the Discord, by the way, guys. Not ES, inverted in this level. That is strong. Just delete those. So I am assuming, I'm implying a dealing range here. It's not yet confirmed. This low has to be, so on the 15 minute, I'm gonna pull up the 15 minute. What I'm gonna do is, let me delete that. Alright. What I'm gonna do is, I'm assuming or implying this candle is not going to violate this low, okay? And because of that, this low becomes a swing low, right? Three candle formation. So I'm assuming that will be the case. I'm implying a dealing range here, okay? This high, from the high to this low. And what I would like to see essentially is pull back into EQ and then sell off, going into afternoon session. So into this 15-minute fair value gap, maybe CE of it, something like this. But this is an implied range right now, until this low confirms as a swing low. That'll be my framework for the afternoon session. Do you guys have any questions on that, or it's all clear, loud and clear? Sometimes I get questions about like how do you imply the dealing range and stuff like that. I just want to clear that out. But so far in the silver bullet time window, so far there's nothing significant happened. Whereas like comparing to 9:30 and 9:30 and 10, it's just like going back and forth in this range here. So if you're consolidating below the sell side, this is like a typical market maker model. You rate the original consolidation, you consolidate below it in the market maker sell model below it, and make it either pullback or a reversal. So either retracement or reversal, depends on the context. And on the buy model, you rate the original consolidation, right? Consolidate above it, spend time above that level, and then either get a retracement or a reversal. I'll cover those things like market maker models in depth during class, during the market maker model class. So if you have questions about it, you can ask me, but just so you know, I'll just cover all those things. Let's take a look. So you use standard deviation projections? Not really. I have a way to do so. So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I called a level on NASDAQ in all-time highs. Basically how I did that was using standard deviations with dealing ranges, implied dealing ranges. So going into all-time highs, I'll be using standard deviations more often. Now, what I want to see is on the 1 minute, since we were trading into this fair value gap, we have we don't have a meaningful shift just yet, but ES has a BPR there. What I want to see is either or ES or Nasdaq taking this low, ES not taking it, or vice versa, creating a short-term SMT divergence, and market uses that as a catalyst. So now you're seeing that as a catalyst to go into that 15-minute fair value gap. That's what I would like to see. Let's see how ES is doing there. Just created equal lows. I would consider this as an SMT, by the way. If you're thinking like, oh my god, it did equal lows and the other is printing lower low, I'll consider that as an SMT. Now it's violated though. That idea is gone. Let me pull up YM. We have it on here in YM. So we have the divergence in between Nasdaq and YM. Let's see how that goes. But then what's the screen share means? What do you mean screen share? Screen share means screen share. It means you'll be streaming your own thing. Don't do that. Pull this. Oops, not that. It's a 15-minute low that I don't want to get violated. Sell side on 15-minute. This is basically implied sell side as of now until the current 15-minute candle closes. We enjoyed the sessions. Your patience really show your experience in the market. It's quite impressive. Thank you so much, dude. My goal is to basically show my internal dialogue during live streams, right? And hopefully, I want you guys to, interpret from my internal dialogues and take it for yourselves as a traders. And hopefully, my main goal is to make you guys independent traders, because that's what matters. You know, you can't be like rely on somebody at all times, right? That's my primary goal, and hopefully we will get there. I believe we will get there. I feel like if I became an independent trader, everyone could, you know. That was a dream for me like a couple of years ago, but here I am now. That low is gone. This will take quite some time now because that low is taken. It'll be another 15-minute candle for Nasdaq to set up the swing low. Now, since we don't have the swing low just yet, any kind of trades here is low probability. You can imply it, but it's still low probability. So we'll need one more 15-minute candle closing higher than this level, making this a swing low. Now we're gonna have a framework to work in. We have SMT here. Yes, it's looking stronger, respecting the BPR there. Probably gonna use it as a low risk buy. There's this SMT there. Now I want to see Nasdaq, since it rated that low. I see Nasdaq going higher and using that old fair value gap as a catalyst to trade into 15-minute fair value gap. I'll do the muting for you, no problem. Let's see. Is it better now, or are you still getting eco? Should be fine now. Perfect. Guys, give me like 3 to 5 minutes. Let me just make coffee real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see what. Oh wow! All right, the SMT is violated now. Let me check the ES on 15 real quick. Let's see, 5 minutes. Trying to find why ES targeted the sell side here. The 1 minute. Oh, it's because of this little traded into that little fair value gap up there on the 5 minute. And created an SMT divergence there. Here at those highs. So let me annotate that so you can see it better. But again, like in these kind of price actions, I don't like to execute or go short sell just because. Let me annotate it like 5 minute fair value gap there. And this is our bearish SMT divergence. I'll make that red here. Yeah, so I don't like to go short sell at these levels because, just like I said earlier, for two things. First of all, because we have yet to have swing low, right? We don't have the framework just yet. That's the first reason, and the second reason is we are still in a deep discount. So so right now, looking at this price action, the true sentiment change would be if Nasdaq violates this high, violates this SMT, right? So if we trade above it, that's our market structure shift. On the short term market structure shift, same thing on ES. If it violates this SMT, this high right there, that is the short-term market sentiment shift. So we'll then and only then we'll see a little pullback. I want to look at something actually on Nasdaq. Or let me pull up ES. Let's look at on ES. So if this is the draw on liquidity, right? Let's mark it as draw because that's what I like to see on ES. Sell side. Now we have the swing high here, right? So we have a buy side there. This high should be safe if the draw on liquidity is correct. Buy side. Let me get rid of that thing. Okay. So I want to look at the implied dealing range here from that high all the way down to the sell side. The draw. This is what it's looking like. Let me see a 15-minute. At 11. I could see the new hourly candle making a manipulation higher into this fair value gap and going lower. That will be the lunch hour macro on ES. this. So again, on the 1 minute, anything above this order block here, this up close candle, shouldn't be traded into. So anything, any PD area above it should stay open. Otherwise, that means we're not targeting this low just yet. We can trade up there, in 2 days or something, but unless ES takes the draw on liquidity first, I don't want to see that those PD arrays getting tagged. Let's leave that. Let's delete that as well. Is the IFVG/BPR that was created with 1022 candles something you would view as a low probability short? Let's take a look. 1022. So you're talking about NASDAQ, right? Not ES, just to make sure. If you're talking about ES, I'm sorry, NASDAQ. 1022 here. Okay, now I see what you're saying. So you're talking about this area right there. I would not consider that as a low probability short sell for scalping. So what you could do here, just because we have an SMT at highs right there, what you could do is you could utilize this BPR/fair value gap area as your silver bullet. But what would you target? Like, you would target only this sell side right there as a scalp. And that to me it's not worth my time, that's what I'm saying. So your stop would be above here, which is 19 handles, quite large. Your target would be the sell side right there, 25 handles, 1.3 R. Personally, it's not a trade I would take. Hope that makes sense. But just because we have an SMT here, that is not a low probability entry on the shorts. But here's the thing, what you should consider is, since market open, on 15 minutes we don't have any up close candles, right? So the odds are having an order block here somewhere is more likely than expanding lower, keep going lower. Is there an SMT with the YM cause? Because it looked so in 1 minute. Let's take a look. Move up YM here. On the 1 minute. Seems like, yeah, YM looking stronger. So yeah, you could have, we have an SMT here. Like that. With YM. That looks really strong. Just pulled back into EQ of this range. Right there. And then just ranging right now. Now new 50-minute candle is open. I want to see this low act as a swing low and confirm this as a swing low with the new candle close. And then we're going to have a framework to work with in the afternoon session for the lunch hour and afternoon session. Breakaway in Nasdaq maybe in 1 minute for the retracement. Yeah, that should act as a. Okay, here's the thing. I actually mentioned this in the yesterday's class. So this should be a breakaway gap. Yes, correct. Because we have an order block here, and price shouldn't trade below it, right? It should respect that level. However, if you look at the left side of it, you have a SIBI there, bearish fair value gap, which makes this area a BPR, right? So because of that, this fair value of this breakaway gap is not a high probability breakaway gap for me. It could come back down there because of the BPR. But your observation is correct. Like if if there was no SIBI here, a bearish fair value gap, yeah, that I would mark this as a breakaway gap for sure. Develop SMT for you. Let me see. Let's take a look. Is that a 1 minute? Yeah. It's not because you want to see SMT divergences at swing lows, right? Where you marked is not a swing low. I mean, yeah, there is a swing low, but the other end of the SMT divergence, what you want to see is basically here, like this. I'll show you. So we have a swing low here, then we have a swing low there, right? So what you need to see or consider as an SMT is in between swing lows, not in between random lows. You know what I mean? But that is probably a lower time frame, microsecond time frame SMT divergence. Let's see on the 32nd. You see, that's the SMT on 32nd, making high low, whereas this is making a lower high. Let's have this breakaway gap, but there is BPR there. Let's mark the BPR/BPR there. Now we have this. I'll delete this old PD arrays. Now we have a shift in market structure. Right, ES is not there yet, but I believe it's going to get there. And then we also have this breaker block here, which should be respected. And we have a fair value gap here. I want to see that 15-minute fair value gap act as a draw on liquidity for the pullback. Now if I take a look at the dealing range there, again implied dealing range from the buy side to sell side, I'm implying this confirming the swing low. That 15-minute FVG low is at equilibrium, so I want to see that first. Strong reaction to go lower. So mark this as a breaker. Now ES took the high. They should really expand now. a look at the hourly candles. I would like to see hourly candle closing below the sell side on NASDAQ in 10 minutes. So I want to see the price action on the 1 minute somewhere here to close the hourly candle and then expanding. Maybe there's a 5 minute fair value gap somewhere there. Let's see. Yeah, so what I want to see is this 5 minute candle closing, confirming the fair value gap here. Then the next 5 minute, it comes back, retraces into the 5 minute fair value gap and closing somewhere within or below the sell side, just to confirm the 1 hourly candle below the sell side level. That would be better for the shorts. One thing to note on 5 minute is, so ES has a swing high here, but Nasdaq doesn't have a swing high, right? Because of that, I would like to see Nasdaq printing a swing high first, somewhere here, right on the 5 minute, and then rallying that swing high, maybe creating an SMT divergence somewhere there later on. Did anyone execute today? Did anyone take any trades, either paper or prop firms, evaluations, funded accounts, or anything? During London, nice. We're in the longs now. So you're in a paper trade in the longs. Where did you put your stop loss? Just curious. Just want to see your thought. Wanted to but did not. I have 2 Apex funded accounts. I think you did the right thing. Not being patient and learning. Beautiful. Good to see you here also, buddy. And one now off fair value gap. Okay. Took the BPR short after open to sell side. Damn, that's a great trade, bro. I love it. Like, that is a beautiful trade from that BPR here. Beautiful. Took a short on CL, locked 1% on a 100K account. Congratulations. Tried SMT and closed with small profit. I was wrong because of the low probability setup, which I never used to understand why until now, brother. Beautiful. And a long from IFEG, 1033. Let's see, 1033. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's good. Your stop should be at break even by the time if you use that inversion fair value gap right there. Now price shouldn't be trading into this level anymore. The bodies of the 15-minute candles right there. You can use that as your stop loss. Did nothing. That's the best trade. Knowing that your setup will be there tomorrow is the best thing you can have in terms of like mindset. And that comes with chart time. As I took this one. That's a great trade, dude. So you took the BPR as well. That is beautiful. Z is also up 1300. That's beautiful, man. You're in longs. Which firm are you using, Z? Is it Top Step? Apex? Okay. How do you like the trailing drawdown? Yeah, I feel like trailing drawdown is the worst. I used Apex for a really long time. That was my first prop firm. That was the first prop firm I used. And I was with them for like 6, 7 months, maybe more. And I have accounts that I blew, even though I had like 6K in profit and stuff like that, just because of trailing drawdown. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this. I am not going to deal with Apex anymore. I flattened all my accounts recently. Stop loss at breakaway gap, entered on the OP 1036 for learning purposes. Let's take a look at 1036 order block. So that is a proportion block just because it is trading into an order block. So this is your order block, okay? This is the order block. When a candle trading into an order block and closing like that, down close candle, that is your propulsion block. But yeah, I like your stop loss. It shouldn't trade down there. In fact, you can even put it in profit now. Maybe like here, that level, this low, shouldn't get down there. Trade drawdown sucks. I'm basically scalping until I reach the threshold. You see, the thing is, it actually affects your psychology a lot. Now you're not learning how to hold trades or how to just take partial and leave runners. I think that's the worst part of Apex. Because I feel like every trader should know how to hold trades. At least like, or taking partials and leaving runners. You'll get to know more about yourself during that. You'll see your weaknesses, you'll see your strengths, and you can work on that, you know. But with Apex, that's literally impossible to do so. Just at my first payout on the 5th, I'm going to have my second one today. Congratulations, man. I love to hear that stuff. So right now I have my Fun Features account here. I'm on 50K account just because this is my first account with them and I just want to try it out first. But my go-to size when I'm trading prop firms is 100K. I have Top Step and I have my personal account on Ninja Trader. So yeah, I flattened my Apex accounts, then I switched to Top Step. Hourly candle close. Let's see how it looks now. So now we're in a hourly fair value gap on both assets. I would wait for the equilibrium of the range on on Nasdaq. So, so yeah, I would expect the 15-minute fair value gap getting tagged first. It is a market maker buy model, but not but it's like on the microsecond charts. Like if I pull up 30-second chart, there is your market maker buy model here, not on the 1 minute, just because pull that like this. So you have the smart money reversal here, right? You know what? I'll delete everything here just so you guys see it better. Come on. All right. So you have the smart money reversal there, SMT divergence at these lows, right? That sets the stage for the market maker buy model. Then once you have that, you'll look for the horizontal consolidation, and the horizontal consolidation is right there. Smooth edges, right? Horizontal consolidation. Now you can look at this high as your drawn liquidity on this time frame. Then now you can start tape reading, right? So what you have here is you have this BPR. Come on, you have this BPR there. Low risk buy. And you can work yourself all the way up to this horizontal consolidation, right? There's this fair value gap. There's this fair value gap. This one. And we are about to take that high just now. Then you have a dealing range, short-term dealing range from the high to low, from the horizontal consolidation to smart money reversal. There's your buy model. But it is on 30-second, not 1 minute. Now, I would like to point out something here because I see a lot of confusion about this in the ICT community. Now, people that are usually not aware of the market maker models in the marketplace, they look for the old PD arrays in the old expansion leg, right? They'll be like, oh, I have a bearish fair value gap here. That should be the level I should go short in, right? Or they have one fair value gap there, right? They'll be looking at those levels. But what you should be focusing on is basically riding the wave, so to speak. You should be like annotating and looking at the PD areas on the swing, on the expansion leg that you're currently seeing. You know what I mean? If you are familiar with my Twitter posts, you will never see me annotating these levels here. Rather, you would see me annotating just like this on this swing leg here and using those PD arrays as a pyramid entry or whatever the case is. That's exactly what I did as an ICT newbie. Exactly. I know. I've been there. That's why I wanted to mention that. So when price comes here, that is not a short for me. Or when price comes there, that is not a short for me. You know what I mean? In fact, how I see those levels is basically I want price to rip through it because I know the buy model has initiated for now. We're in a buy model. The draw should be here. So when it gets here, this fair value gap has no meaning to me. In fact, it should be ripped like this with one candle, as you can see there. Same thing with this one. when it trades into it, I want to see it ripping through it right away with one or two candles. Zero respect, you know? Guilty, exactly. I've been there, guys. I've been there. Thor, are you Top Step live trader now, or still staying with the XFA? I'm not live trader with Top Step, and I don't want to go live because you're not gonna get the best fills in live. So here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you've ever tried, if you ever trade live account, but the fills are much different comparing to sim account. Um, and because I'll be trading like I'm trading prop firm account, I don't want to be live with them. I'm basically like they haven't offered me to go live anyways, but if they do, I'll avoid it. I'll be like, not really. I don't want it. Just give me my profits, 100% of it, and collapse my account, and I'll restart with an evaluation. That's how I would do it. ETF has a static drawdown option for 100K, limited to two contracts. That's good actually. Two contracts is all you need to make money. Feels good to be in that kind of trades without ranging. Yep. You want to buy the expansions, not the consolidations, right? So as you can see here, ES took that high, the same horizontal consolidation high. Nasdaq did not, and Nasdaq is trading into that fair value gap. Oh, actually no, not yet. At this point though, if you're in this trade, what you'll do is you would put your stop loss at in profit at equilibrium here, or this low, which is in discount, which should be safe. Because if this retraces deeper before tagging that high, it'll come down into the equilibrium of the range. Why is not in 1 minute with YM? There's SMT with YM looking stronger today. It's barcoding also. Let me take a look at the lows there. Yeah, like when ES and Nasdaq making the lower low, Nasdaq YM was printing the highs. It's kind of weird price action to see. Yes, it's 15-minute fair value gap, but does that mean NQ doesn't have to? Let's take a look at it. Um, Not necessarily. What I would expect is, so I would be mindful of the CE of this fair value gap on ES, right? It got tagged. Hold on, let me just delete this. What I want to see is since 30-second is the market maker buy model, I would expect that to be traded into. So I would expect NQ to get into this area. Oops, this area here, then go short. That's also because there is no bearish SMT as of now. You would either get that, maybe on 1 minute there might be, yeah, there is 1 minute SMT divergence here. Yeah, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to, but if it does so, it will be cleaner. And then if we can get a SMT divergence when it trades above it, that'll be much cleaner. have the sell side there. And this is inverted. So this could be just like longs getting trapped in this little consolidation there, and could be setting the stage up for the 1 minute market maker sell model, or like 15-minute continuation. Let's see how this fair value gap acts. I'll delete these annotations. I'll delete this too. So we have dealing range here. Now the best way to know if we are in a pullback or distribution is basically when price comes into the range EQ. If it's stalling, that means we are in a pullback, right? But if it's ripping through it and continuing going lower, that means we are in a distribution. And it will seek the sell side. That's the best way to understand whether it's a pullback or not. I'm reading through chat right now. Is this the correct way to see or use I inversion of fair value gap, or better to use the local fair value gap? I would say better to use the local fair value gap. Like I mentioned earlier, you should be looking at the expansion leg rather than the old expansion leg. That'll give you the highest probability PD arrays. Nice neon colors. Guys, this is Alt Maniac, by the way. He's my quant guy. Basically, whenever I wanna have a bot or like indicator or whatever, that's my guy to go to. The reason I introduce him to you guys is because quant guy, yeah, is because if you guys want to have a personal indicator or have an idea or whatever, you can talk with him. He's a computer wizard. Lower SPY plus SMT is not enough to take long at the swing low area. Let's see. Let me think for a second about that question. I'm thinking like, so I'm asking internally, I'm asking questions to myself. You guys don't hear that, but I'll speak that out loud. So I'm thinking, since we have the 15-minute fair value gap above this level, above that high, I'm thinking what are the chances of me ripping through this fair value gap slash BPR to go there and create an SMT divergence at the most recent swing level, right? I mean here. What are the chances of doing that? Right now it seems low because we're respecting the old bullish breaker block. It seems like now it's being reused here. But on the 5-minute, it can just sweep that level, the high, and then go lower. That is more likely to me, just because this is not a swing high on 5-minute. So I would expect something like this. I would expect these fair value gaps act as a catalyst to go higher and rating the short-term buy side, going into lunch, tagging the 15-minute fair value gap. It's above this level, right? Maybe creating an SMT there, here, something like that, making a higher high, ES making a lower high, something like that, at the most recent swing high, that'll be a high probability short for me, if that makes sense. Because this to me on 1 minute seems like a pullback to me. So we'll get down here into EQ to go higher. Probably like this. On the 5 minute, we have the lower fair value gap there, right? Might just wick down there, rally, bearish SMT, then target the sell side. Because if you look at the hourly chart, the chances of going down with this new 1 hour candle is, to me, it's slim. I would like to see this close first, and these consecutive up close candles will be your hourly order block. Welcome, Fabio. Good to see you here, buddy. Good morning. I assume you had a great sleep